Welcome everyone to Sutron Corporation's 2014 Annual Shareholders Meeting. We're delighted that you have attended. Dr. McWithy, you have, hopefully there will be a few more. This meeting is being recorded now, and if you're listening after the live meeting, welcome. For those that are listening right now, we welcome you, and we're delighted that you have joined us today, and we enjoy the opportunity to share a little bit about our company. It's a company we love. We spent a lot of time to help shape our future and where we're going, and we're happy to discuss some of our vision of where we're headed today. Today, in this presentation, I will be covering a few items. I would like to share some of our operating results and trends. I'm going to share some of our vision for where we're headed in the future, and then I will talk about some of the case studies of some of the projects that we've been involved in that show some of the capabilities of our company. At the end, I will leave some time for questions and answers. For those that are participating by webinar, please submit your questions over the webinar chat feature, and we will be tracking those and can address those at the end of the meeting. If we don't get the time to address all of them, we will be following up with you after the fact. If you are participating via webinar after the live meeting has occurred, feel free to reach out to any Sutron representative. I'm a good target to address your questions to. If you'd like to send me a question, I'd be happy to respond to your questions. This is a little bit of legal information. We are very passionate about our company. We have a very direct vision about where we're headed. To the extent that we make statements about where we are headed in the future and about things that we think will be exciting for us to participate in the future, know that they are projections. They may not actually occur, and we cannot guarantee the actual results that I will be talking about will actually come to fruition, although we work very hard to make that happen. This is just a quick overview of Sutron. Sutron started in 1975, was founded here in the state of Virginia, and has been here ever since. The company went public in 1984, is listed on NASDAQ with the ticker symbol STRN. Sutron is an ISO certified company, has been since 1999. We just went through our certification and have recently certified for 2014. Won a Small Business Administration Award in 2005. We've had 3 acquisitions in the history of Sutron. First was ILEX, a software company, in 2008. Sutron acquired MediaStar. I'll talk more about MediaStar in this presentation in 2012. And then we acquired an air quality company called Savio Instruments in 2013. I'll discuss those acquisitions in this presentation. Sutron has about 70,000 hydromet and meteorological stations worldwide. That's one of our core products that we provide, and I'll share some of the capabilities of what these stations do in a little bit. One of Sutron's core capabilities is telemetry. We are able to transmit, and it's certified to do so, on many different satellites. Those are listed up here all across the world. And we have a lot of very skilled, very smart people that work in our company that are doing a lot of really neat things. Again, I'll address some of those things that we are up to and where we think we are able to make a difference in the world going forward. This is just some of these are the core segments of our company. Our standard product line is our hard products. They're all listed there. Our data services are the data that we can provide our customers to help them manage their operations and their business the way that they need to. Again, I'll address a little bit of this in the, later in the presentation. With our own capabilities, as well as those that we acquired from our MediaStar acquisition, we have very interesting software capabilities, and our core vision right now, and I'll talk a little bit more about this in our presentation going forward in a bit, is projects where we bundle all of these products and services that we have in our company together to put together projects that can do pretty neat and interesting things for our customers throughout the world. And I'll share some case studies at the end of this presentation to highlight some of those. Sutron conducts businesses in over 70 countries worldwide and all 7 continents globally. So we are an international company. We pride ourselves in that, and we have active projects all over the world. Again, I mentioned we are ISO certified. We have just some of the other certifications. I won't spend time going through each one of these. Sutron has offices domestically in Colorado, 2 offices in Texas. Our headquarters is here in Virginia. We have an office in Omaha, Nebraska that caters and services the Air Force. And then we have an office in West Palm Beach, Florida. Internationally, we have offices throughout India with our main headquarters in India in New Delhi. These are some of our core clients domestically that we service right now. We have many others, but these are some of the core customers that we serve. Here's some of our international customers that we are working with. Again, there are many others, but these are just a highlight of some of the international customers that we work with. There's another certificate that we were, or award that we were awarded. Gets into more of our results and how we have been performing. This slide is just to reflect that over the past 5 years, the backlog that we enter each year with, it shows that we are entering 2014 with roughly $12.5 million of backlog. Historically, we convert about 75% of our backlog to revenue each year. The next line shows annual bookings. Certainly, since we acquired MediaStar and Savio, our bookings have gone up, which is certainly a positive and intended purpose for those acquisitions, as the top-line gross revenue has been increasing. Next slide. Company is in very strong footing on our balance sheet. We don't carry any debt. That's not to say that we wouldn't consider it for the right purposes, but generally we strive to be debt-free. We have about $9 million in cash, and as you see here, in 2011 we were about 10.4. We acquired MediaStar in 2012. That's why we had a dip in cash there. The MediaStar acquisition was just a little over $4 million, and yet our cash only decreased about $2 million by the end of the year. Last year we acquired Savio for about $1.2 million, and yet our cash increased by about $750,000. So even though we are acquiring companies, we are still in a strong cash position and expect that that will help us in our strategy going forward. Here's a bar graph of our historical results, a couple highlights to point out, or a couple of trends to point out. Obviously, the upward trend of our gross revenue line is important. We expect that will continue. At Sutron, one of our key targets is to hit a 40% margin. We've been right about that level for the last 5 years. Some years we've been a little higher. Last year we were slightly lower, but right around the 40% mark. The bottom line here trend is something that we are focusing on. There are a couple reasons for this bottom line trend decreasing, obviously with an increasing top line, 40% gross margin level, decreasing operating income line. That's concerning to us. There's a couple reasons why that's happened. As we've acquired companies, there are legal expenses involved in acquiring companies that we've incurred that have affected the bottom line. As we've acquired companies, we've also inherited some of their accounting practices and accounting operations that we have needed to get under control and are doing so. We expect to standardize a lot of our operations, and we believe that that will impact our bottom line positively going forward. Here's, again, just focusing on the bottom line. Our bottom line is made up really of 3 different areas: general and administrative, sales and marketing, and research and development. I'll tackle general administrative last. Our sales and marketing has been relatively consistent as a percentage of sales, right around the 10 to 12% mark. We expect that that will continue going forward. The R&D line, you see that in 2012, 2013, there was a spike in our R&D over where we had historically been. With Sutron, that was a direct result of our acquisitions. and was not an unintended result of our acquisitions. Both MediaStar and Sabio, we had deliberate intentions to help invest in some R&D measures that we believe will set us up really well and have set us up really well for the future, and where we're trying to go with both of those companies and the synergies that they offer to our company. So the R&D line has gone up. We believe that that will come down a little bit as we go into the future, but we absolutely do intend to maintain investment in our R&D efforts to build out our vision and where we're headed. And again, I'll talk about that a little bit. We talked a little bit about our general and administrative line, the increasing costs that we've incurred on the legal side with our acquisitions, as well as the need to really standardize some of our accounting practices to make sure that we are efficient on the general administrative side, and that's an ongoing project. But we do believe that as a percentage of sales, that this will come more in line with the 8% area this year. That is our expectation. Here's some of the main core objectives financially that we focus on every year. We expect to grow our top line 10 to 15% annually, both organically and through acquisition. We don't have any near-term acquisitions that we are targeting, but it is certainly a strategy of ours going forward to focus on synergistic companies that we can acquire that will help us build out products and capabilities to enhance our vision that I'll talk about in just a little bit. We focus on a 40% gross margin and improving that. We have some measures in place to look into improving our gross margin. That's the area that we focus on, and that's kind of the conservative estimate where we like to come out is 40%, and we are engaged in trying to make that better. Improving that margin to over 10%. Right now we're not there, and so we are focusing on measures that will help standardize some of our costs and make sure that we are hitting our net profit margin of 10%. Just a couple of weeks ago, we sent out a public announcement that we have started or launched a new website. I encourage and invite all of you to go check it out. It's very crisp and neat and looks fantastic. There's a lot of interactive capabilities on the website, a lot of information about our products and our capabilities. There is a live chat feature that you can ask questions that will be immediately responded to, so I invite you to check it out. It's pretty slick. The vision forward, where we're headed with Sutron. We like to call our strategy and vision of where we're headed end-to-end solutions. It's a very powerful vision that we have of combining our core organic capabilities from Sutron with some of the new capabilities that our acquisitions have given us, and bundle those products together to deliver some pretty fantastic capabilities that we can deliver worldwide. I'm going to go through very quickly a few case studies of end-to-end solutions that we've started to build out in these different markets. Hydrology, that's groundwater and measuring water flow. Meteorology, weather, airport and aviation, oceanic and tides, and air quality. These are 5 of our core markets that we deal in. First project is in hydrology. This is a Sutron project historically. This is in Afghanistan. EIRP stands for Emergency Irrigation Rehabilitation Project. Afghanistan is a war-torn country, and through war and through drought, they've had a lot of impact on their water flow in their country. They hired us to, the World Bank funded a project in Afghanistan to start monitoring their water flow to help their irrigation plan and manage their water flow better. So the initial project that we were hired to complete is to put 174 stream gauging stations throughout the country. These are our stations that we put on the side of rivers to monitor river flow. These are the breakdown of these stations that we installed in Afghanistan. 143 stations that measure water level, 20 stations that measure water quality, and 11 stations with water level. 50% of, if you go to the Ministry of Energy and Water website in Afghanistan. It says that 50% of their gross domestic product comes from agriculture, and over 66% of their people are employed in the agriculture industry. So they have a lot of interest in water flow and making sure that water is getting to where it needs to get to support their economy. These are some of the services that we provide in this project. For our software side, there are many capabilities that we have to not only with our organic business monitor the water flow, but also to forecast the water flow. So these are all capabilities that our MediaStar division has given us to forecast water flow and when water will be coming to certain areas. Down here, we have ways to display any and focus in on any area or region of the world to focus on forecasting that area. So between our ability to forecast water flow, monitor water flow, display hydrology data, we have what we believe is a pretty powerful end-to-end solution to help people monitor and manage water in their region. These are some of the customers that have that we are working with to forecast this water flow in this way. Moving on to meteorology, weather. Sutron historically has been building these weather monitoring stations. This is an example from Cambodia of an automatic weather station with many sensors that we put on the station to monitor and collect data for the use of the customer. MediaStar not only has, again, organically we've provided weather monitoring equipment, MediaStar provides weather forecasting software. With the ability to bundle both of the software and the product side, it provides a very valuable tool to start helping customers have an end-to-end solution of forecasting and measuring weather. Here's some of the clients that we're currently working with to develop these weather forecasting abilities in their specific areas. I'm going to go really quickly through some of these slides. I'm going to get to it. This is an example of just a rolling forecast. With this software, we have the ability, again, this is a pretty broad look at North America and Central America. But we have the ability to focus in on a specific region of the Earth, really anywhere that a person resides, and focus on a forecast for that local area. With the ability to focus a forecast on that area as well as measure the weather and monitor it, it provides a pretty powerful opportunity for us to do some pretty neat projects to help customers manage their weather reporting needs. Our MediaStar Colorado office provides 24/7 weather data support. This pulls data from many different reporting sites that monitor the weather, and it displays it in a way to tailor it to the customer's needs. So a customer will have us set up a project where they ask us to say, I'd really like to see this aspect of the weather, and I'd like to sit on my computer and see that at any moment in time. We can pull that and provide that information on a 24/7 basis through our telemetry, through the satellite network that we have, and through the other information we pull to provide this 24/7 service. Another market that we are developing this end-to-end solution capability in is through airport weather and aviation. This is an example of a project that we put together in Vietnam. This is an airport weather station that provides weather data to airports. This is actually a very growing market. These are some of the countries that we are active in helping build these stations for their airports. See the types of information that these systems provide. Our MeteorStar software company provides similar services, but it's more on the aviation side for pilots. It provides not only information for when they take off, but for inline and helping them get to their destination. A lot of different usages that we have for the software on the aviation side. So between being able to provide information on the forecasting the weather, again on the measuring the weather, this provides a pretty robust opportunity for us to deliver a solution that will provide an end-to-end ability for customers to focus on the weather forecast, the weather monitoring, to provide some capabilities for them to manage their needs. Ocean and tides, these are measuring stations where we put together the ability to monitor oceanic trends and wave height. These are hurricane forecasting systems that we have started to put throughout the world. Some of our largest opportunities have been over in Africa. These are some of the core countries that we have been working with to put some of these stations to help monitor their oceanic trends, and provide forecasting capabilities for them. Our Sabio investment is in the air quality sector. Sabio provides air quality instrumentation to measure components of the air, toxins in the air. Our MeteorStar company has software that does the same thing. Software that displays this information of monitoring air quality. Between the two capabilities, we believe that we're developing a pretty neat opportunity to have an end-to-end solution that monitors air quality, displays air quality, and helps people manage the air quality in their local area much more effectively. So we are looking forward to putting together, again, an end-to-end solution in the air quality sector that can provide all of these opportunities in a bundled capacity to manage air quality. That's just a very short synopsis, summary of some of the projects that we're working on and where we're headed. With that, I'll close my formal presentation and open it to any questions that you may have. Any questions from online? Any questions from anyone on the phone? Quiet crowd. I will say this was a very quick, short presentation. There's a lot of capabilities and strategies that are going into building out these opportunities and abilities. For anyone that is viewing this after this live presentation and you have questions, feel free to send me an email or give me a call. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. All right. With that, we will close. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, again, thank you for your attendance. We do have some refreshments out there that you need to take advantage of. The cupcakes are provided by Glen's daughter, and so we enlisted her help